Good morning, students. Welcome to Akshay classes. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about trigonometric function, which is a very much important topic in class 11 for JE and Neet aspirants. Okay, so before making any delay, let's jump into this topic. So before starting this topic, anybody have any idea about what is trigonometric function? Although you have learned in class 10, correct? In class 10 you have learned about this trigonometric function. So those who have didn't learn or understand the entire concept, don't worry, we will start from this scratch. Okay, so let's get started into this lecture. So everybody, just bring out your notebooks and start copying all the entire concept of this chapter. Okay, so let's begin. So what is trigonometry? Basically, we know that trigonometric is nothing but a relations or relations of sides. Okay, so which type of sides, sir? Sides of a triangle. Now the questions arise, which type of triangle, sir? So basically the trigonometric concepts can be applicable only on right angle triangle. Okay, that comes as rat. This trigonometric functions where we can apply this trigonometric function, that can be applied on rat only, that is a right angle triangle. Did you get my point, everybody? So why on a rat only? Because let's consider this as a right angle triangle. Of course, why to consider this is a right angle triangle? Why? Because there is a 90-degree, correct? So in this 90-degree, the opposite sides of the 90-degree is known as hypotenuse, correct? You know, the hypotenuse is the biggest sides of a right angle triangle, correct? Let's jump to the next point. Now if I am taking this angle for the consideration, let's say as theta. So this side, the theta, the opposite side of this theta will becomes our perpendicular. Okay, don't we get confused? Okay, this is called perpendicular, or else you can also called as height, but most probably we don't consider it as height. Why, guys? Because see, hypotenuse, the abbreviation of hypotenuse would be h, correct? Same way the abbreviation of perpendicular could be like p, but if we are taking at height, then it will become h. So there would be a confusion between the height and hypotenuse. That's why we consider perpendicular over here. So these are the very small things, let's forget it. And the last one, that is nothing but the base, and very simple representation by small b. So basically in a right angle triangle, what we can see hypotenuse, base and perpendicular, correct? And all these are have means all these sides can also be represented by the another formula or another theorem, that is called Pythagoras theorem, like pp I am writing, that is hypotenuse square will be equals to perpendicular square plus base square. So we can find that in a right angle triangle there are three unique names, that is hypotenuse, base and perpendicular, the first thing. And the second thing is hypotenuse square plus base square equals to hypotenuse equals to perpendicular square plus base square. So there is two different unique feature in this right angle triangle. That's why we have chosen like that we can apply the trigonometric ratios only in the right angle triangle. Okay, because of these two important features. Now let's jump into it. So sir, you have told that there would be a relation, correct? There would be a relation, or we can say that there would be a ratios. So what are the three ratios what are the three things we have find in this right angle triangle? That are perpendicular, sir, base, sir, and hypotenuse, correct? So basically this ratio or the relations will be formed by these three only, correct? So how we can write like this? Let's write it down. First one, sir, I am telling like p by h, right? So p by h, that perpendicular and height, hypotenuse, not height, sir. Perpendicular and hypotenuse, that is called as sine theta. or else we can take it like, we can write like this way. The exact name, it is like SINE, sine, and then theta. Theta would be the angle over here. Let's consider this as angle. Okay, so there is one line segment. Let's say this is AB and this is BC. Correct. So the angle between the AB and BC is how much? Theta. Correct. So in short, how we write? We write sine theta. Now, one very much important thing, guys. Suppose if somebody says sine theta square, what does you mean by this? You can't write like this also, na? Sine square theta. Like, of course, we know that AB square is our AB square is A square plus A square into B square. Same way we have written like this way. So this is wrong, guys. So what is the best way? What is the correct way? Okay, let's write like this way. Uh, should I give it square at the top? So this is also wrong. So what is the right way? The right way is sine square theta. Did you get my point? Okay, now. So all this concept you have already learned in 10, but I am considering that nobody knows anything. So we are jumping from this fact. So I think like this is a very important thing. You are keeping the notes of this, guys. Right? So now let's jump to the next one. So basically, the first thing which we have written like P by H is represented as sine theta, which is called as sine theta. Now let's go with the another relation, that is B by H. Now first I have taken P, next time I am taking B. So B by H can be written as cos theta, or we can write like this. We can write like this cosine theta, or in a short way we can write like this cos theta. So what is the next one? So next one is P by B. So P by B can be written as tangent tangent theta, or we can write like this tan theta. Are you getting the point now? This was the one relation, this is the another relation, this is the another relation. Now what is the next relation, sir? Just think. So now we can't think more relation. Then what we can do, we can just reciprocate this. So we can write like this: B by P, or H by B, or H by P. So all these are, see, B by P will become our cotangent. Okay, cotangent theta, that is cot. In short, we have taken the first three letter cot. Now what about this? H by B, this is called secant theta, or we can say like that sec theta. Let's go with the same one. That is, what is that, the last one? Cosecant theta, or else we can write like this cosec theta. So finally, we have written all the six trigonometric ratio. Yes, there are only six trigonometric T ratio. We can also say that there are only six trigonometric ratios. What are they? You can see. Okay, is it clear, everybody? Now, so let's move. So now that is the first part of the formula. Then what's next? So the next part of the formula is, we know that sine theta into cosec theta equals to 1. Similarly, there is other part is there, tan theta into cot theta, that is also 1. And similarly, that is cos theta into sec theta, that is also 1. So let's just quickly look at this. See, all these formulas are of standard 10, but quickly we will move to standard 11 and 12. So those who have learned this formula, just for the time being, just be patient, guys. We'll just jump into that also as well. No issue. So what is that sine theta now? See, we know that. Let's quickly check for the first one. So what is sine theta for us? So the sine theta was, let's write it down. Sine theta into cosec theta equals to 1. It is there, na? We know that sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse. How we can remember these formulas? We have very famous quote, na? Pandit Badri Prasad Har Bol. Can you see clearly over here? And so we can clearly see here, the first one is for sine, the second is for cos, and the third one is for tan. Okay, and similarly, if we are taking from the reciprocal order, it will be like cotan, this would be sec, and this would be cosec. Now let me just quickly show you one. Like suppose if somebody will ask about what is the cosec. cos. What is cos theta? For cos theta, what we can say that b by h, because cos theta is over here. Just write like this, b by h. What about this, sir? Suppose if somebody say what is cosec theta, sir? So cosec theta can be read. Where is cosec? Okay, there is this one, the sixth one. So cosec is over here. So how we can write? We will write h at the first and then b. So that is the small one. Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bol. Okay, Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bol. Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bol. Okay, sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. So just for the quick revision, just keep this keep this in your mind, guys. Okay, that will help you out. So now sine theta is what? That sine theta is like nothing but b by p by h. What about the cosec theta? Sir, just now we have written that is h by p. So you can clearly see that both h got cancelled, both p got cancelled, so we get one. So yeah, it can be proved. Similarly, you can prove this two as well. That will help you. Okay. So now let's jump to some more formula. That is okay. Yeah, let's jump to some more formula. That is sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals to how much? One. Quickly, we can write like this: sine theta can be written as root over 1 minus cos squared theta. So what you have did, just I have brought this cos over there, so that will become minus cos squared theta. And then after that, I am removing this square. This square, so that will become set square. Clearly, similarly, we can write for the cos as well. Cos can be written as 1 minus sine squared theta. Similarly, we can write for the, I guess nothing is left, I guess. Okay, so similarly, we can do it for the other two formulas also, that 1 plus tan squared theta equals to sec squared theta, and 1 plus cot squared theta equals to cosec square theta. Guys, these two formula, you need not like you need to just solve this one. Just try to solve these questions, like just try to solve this formulas using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, I'm just solving one for you all. So I'm solving this one. So what is sine theta, sir? Just write that formula now. Pandit Badri Prasad Har Bol. So what about the sine? The sine is nothing but p by h. And what is cos? The cos is nothing but b by h. So the first one is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. We know that. So what is sine square theta? So p square plus h square. What about the cos square? That is b square plus h square. So let's take the LCM, both the LCM. So what we are taking? We are taking h square. So p square plus b square. Now can you remember p square plus b square is what? If this is a triangle and this is hypotenuse, this is perpendicular, this is base. So basically we can, what we can see, that h square equals to b square plus b square. From where this has came, guys? This has been came from Pythagoras theorem. So instead of p square and b square, we can clearly write h square. So we have written h square on the top, h square on the bottom. What cancels? So we got one. Okay. So our supposition is correct, like sin square theta plus cos square theta is how what? It's nothing but one only. So did you get that? Same way, you try to prove these two formulas. Okay. So now that to the part of your homework, guys. Now let's move and start standard 11. Okay. So from here onwards, we are starting the standard 11s. Let's write down over here. Standard 11 basic formula. Correct? Okay, these lines look not nice to me. Let's give a chala line. This line. Is it correct? Fine, nice. Okay. So now let's get started with the standard 11 basic formula. Now, what next formula they can bring out? Are they are changing this 6 trigonometrical ratio to some more trigonometrical ratio? No, the number of trigonometrical ratio would be same only. That is 6 only. Sine, cos, tan, then sec, cosec, and what's left? Cot. Okay. So yeah, we are going to discuss from that formulas only. We are going to introduce some more new formulas. Okay. So let's get started. So here are some very important formula. Through this formula, I am going to explain you about all the formulas. Like if you remember this first four formulas, na, then you are going to learn each and every formula. Okay. Now clearly let's check for somebody whose name is, okay. There is a one boy whose name is Sunny, and there is a one girl whose name is Chandini. Okay. So let's consider. Now there is very good proverb, na, guys, that whatever a girl says is just opposite of, if she is saying yes, that means no. If she is saying no, that means yes. Okay, that I am there just taking as an example. Okay, don't be offended, any girls who is watching this, don't be get offended of this. So basically what is that? Yeah. So for us, our character Chandni is like that only. Whatever she says is just opposite of it, guys. Okay. So who are the two characters? This one character is Sunny, other character is Chandni. Okay. So let's jump into this. So let's jump with the first formula, that is sine A plus B. Okay, sine A plus B. So this formula goes like this way. Now see guys, you have to learn this first four formulas only. Apart from them, every formula is going to be you like learned by you by yourself only. Okay, not we can just recall this trick and then by using those trick which I am going to teach you out, that will make sure that will help you out in learning the formulas. Okay, so now the first one, that is sine A plus B, can be written as like this: sine A into cos B and cos A into sine B. Correct? Sine A into cos B and cos A into sine B, the first formula. What about the next? Let's jump with sine A minus B. That formula goes like this: sine A into cos B. Oh, over here it's minus. Okay, let's put it like minus. Cos A into sine B. Correct? Now let's jump to the next formula, that is cos A plus B. Now the first two SS, that is nothing but the Sunny for us, and Sunny is like that boy only. If he's saying plus, that means plus. If he's saying minus, that means minus. Let's come to Chandni. Now here is the reason for Chandni. So these two formulas belongs to Chandni baby. Yeah. So for Chandni, what we can see here, cos A plus B. We can write like this: cos A into cos B. Okay. See, Chandni is saying plus. So what do you mean by if Chandni say plus? What do you mean by that? Of course, minus. That means cos A into cos B minus sin A into sin B. Let's jump to the same formula, the next one, cos A minus B. So cos A minus B, we can clearly write like cos A into cos B. Now this time Chandni is saying minus. That means, what does it mean? It means that it would be plus for this case. Did you get my point? So when Chandni say plus, that means minus. When Chandni say minus, that means plus. And same way, if the Sunny is saying plus, that means plus. Sunny is saying minus, that means minus. So yeah, okay, clearly get this point, guys. Everybody understood, na? Okay, okay. So now from this first formula, we can use to understand some more formula related to this. Okay. Now just quickly, is it clear to everybody? Great. So now let's clearly rub this up. Now let's make some more formula from this formula. Okay. So now if somebody says, sir, what will be the like sine 2a? What will be the formula of sine 2a? Can you see the first formula? Yes, sir. Here it is. What is that? A plus B. Instead of B, if we write A, what does it become? Like sine A plus A. It's nothing but sine 2a. A plus A means what? Sine 2a. Simple. So what is the formula of A plus B? We can write this formula in the form of sine A plus B, correct? So we can write like this: sine A into, instead of cos B, what we will write? We will write cos A. Similarly, cos A into sine A. So basically sine A, cos A, sine A both are same thing. So we can write like this: 2 cos A, 2 sine A into cos A, cos A, 2 sine A into cos A. This is the first formula of trigonometric ratio. So which, through which we have brought this formula? We have brought this formula through this one. Similarly, if we want to find out the value of, suppose, now guys, you can see something from here on. We are not going to find out. We are going to try to find out some more formula related to this. So basically, we can write like this. Somebody says as a sine 2a is what? That is 2 sine a into cos a. Correct? Okay. So here it is 2a. That is been broken into a. If I write like this, sine only a, then what does it means to you? It means that this a will be a half of that. That means 2 sine a by 2 cos a by 2. Correct. If I write like this, 2 sine half, if I'm writing the half of it, half means the more half of the a by 2. So it will become sine a by 4 into cos a by 4. Did you get my point, guys? What I'm trying to say that, see over here it is twice of angle A that has been broken into A. Correct? Now if we take like only single A, that can be written as A by 2, half of it, A by 2, half of it. Similarly, if I'm taking A by 2, that will be broken down into A by 4 and A by 4. So guys, I guess like these all concept is been clear to each and every person. Correct? Okay, we will try to discuss some more on this in the next segment of this video. Okay, for the time being, it's time to say goodbye to you. Thank you, everybody.